Hi, my name is MamaDinya. I'm a nurse and a midwife, and I specialize in supporting pregnant mummies, pregnant families to have their baby in a very safe environment and for them to be as knowledgeable as they can be before the labor day and before entering motherhood. I think it's important for anyone in any job to teach us. Like, I love going online and learning something new, but as a labor midwife, I just found that a lot of mummies didn't know much about pregnancy, and I used to just always think that there's been 9 months of a knowledge gap that you could have filled. So I thought to myself, okay, if I post online, because online is what's thriving right now, if I post online, I can get to these mummies before they get to me, if you get what I'm trying to say. So I think when a woman comes, and we call it like a booking appointment, where they practically book their pregnancy in, that's when they're asked, how are you? But I think throughout the pregnancy, that question doesn't really come up anymore. I think it comes up more at the beginning. And we kind of need it throughout motherhood. So it's not asked nowhere near as much as it needs to be asked. I don't think people talk enough about the struggles of motherhood, but I don't think they talk about it in a safe way. I say this all the time. I think a lot of mummies and a lot of other people project, but not in a way that somebody can actually handle the information that they're taking in. So the reality is there is an element of struggle in motherhood, and people don't talk enough about it in a safe way. And I think there's also beauty in motherhood that people don't talk about enough. If I was to do a video on something positive, this is the best birth I've ever experienced, I don't think that video would do very well. If I said this was the most horrific birth I've ever seen, it would get lots of views. So there's a lot of things about visibility and the positive side that we have issues with, and that the fact that when people do struggle, it's not shared in a way that it can be consumed safely. I think first we should ask moms a lot more, which is what you're doing, which is amazing. I don't think we even ask women enough times. So it's hard to even say, what should we do with that information when we're not even getting that information, because we don't ask. And I think when we do ask, we should have plans as to how we plan to support mummies. People ask a question. When someone asks you a question, you can tell the difference when somebody's asking you something and somebody's asking you something because they actually want to help. I think a lot of times we ask because it's a tick box. We have to tick that, okay, we've asked this mom, is she mentally okay? She said she's mentally okay. But there's a difference in me asking with the hope that I can support you if you say something outside of the norm. I think every woman's different. And I think that's why it's so important that friends are really there and family are really there for mummies. Because, for example, midwives, it's hard to change depending, because we might have just met you for the first time. But knowing somebody's norm and knowing if something is changing, no way, no how. Pregnancy will make somebody change. Motherhood will make you change. Even if somebody was very, very, that might die down a little bit. But there are still so many signs that you can see. Like, I tell people all the time that it's normal in motherhood to be sad and to have sad days. If you're having more sad days than happy days, that's not normal. So it's about knowing somebody's norm and knowing how to ask them, how do they want to be asked? So I can't even give that answer to you because I don't know how Susanna wants to be asked. I don't know how Lily wants to be asked. You will know that person and you know how to kind of approach that, but approach it in a way that you feel like they can see this and receive this as help. Because sometimes you want to help somebody, but it seems like criticism. So how are you helping in a way that's actually seen as help? And as for healthcare professionals, I think it's super important for us to actually know all the protocols, in the sense of, okay, if I speak to somebody and I ask them how are they, and they tell me and they reveal to me that they're experiencing some sort of domestic abuse, what is the protocol? What am I going to do now that this woman has told me that she's experiencing abuse at home? So it's not just asking and then skipping by it. Okay, I know the protocols for if she says this, if she says this, if she says this. And if I don't know the answer, which most times, a lot of times, I will even say this, like sometimes I don't know the answer, I will get help so that this woman doesn't leave here feeling like she just said this for no reason. I would say find a safe space. Not all the time safe space is family, unfortunately, but the safe space that you do have, it's about tapping into that. And if you don't have one, there's so many community projects now. Like, there's so many clubs, Motivational Moms Club, there's so many clubs that you can join to get that support that you might not get at home. But it's so important to open up and find that safe space. And the reason why I have to mention that your home might not be your safe space, but it's about finding one. And I think online has that beautiful side to it as well, where you can have access to things that you wouldn't have known about if you were just walking down the street. Now you have access to saying, I can join this club, I can join this club, I can join this app, wherever it is. But you have to find somebody to open up to, because we were never, ever meant to be alone in this stage. I think it's super important that healthcare professionals tap into Motivational Mums Club, because if you want to tackle an issue, you have to go in different directions. And unfortunately, Black moms have lost a lot of trust in the healthcare system. So it's about tapping into organizations that have that trust so that we can actually get the knowledge that we need to get. A lot of times, even for example, a Black mom might have an issue with healthcare professionals. They get into that space and they can't talk, or they get into that space and they get super nervous, or their words don't quite come out the way they want it to come out. It is so important for us to tap into where they do feel safe so that we can implement the things so that one day they feel safe with us. Ask a mom, how are you today?